Hey y'all, welcome back to Pure South Pastures. Today I'm out here with the cows. This cloudy afternoon. The cows are grazing the last break of the day. We've been putting them in quite a bit more density than we ever have before. I'll show you the graze we're getting from that. I'm really pleased with that, and I want to show you what they're grazing, and I got a neat thing to show you today, something I'm super excited about. So I want you to hang out with me for just a little while. It won't take a long time to make this video today, but hang out for a little while and let's check out what's going on. I'm really excited about some stuff that's happening in the soil. So let's take a closer look at it. All right, so I wanted to show what they're grazing. They've trampled quite a bit of this, but they're gonna, because of the way we've been grazing them, they're gonna come back and clean up most of it. If it doesn't get fouled with, if they don't put manure or urine on it, they're gonna come back and clean up most of it. I want you to look at where they've been. You can see back here where they have been, and even over here. This lane right here was yesterday's graze, and they cleaned it up nice. Right over there was the day before. Actually, that was the day I was gone. They got out of that paddock. They went through a fence right over here. Anyway, long story short, they didn't graze that to the point that I would have liked it, but yesterday and the day before we got a really good graze. And yeah, really excited about it. Today, they were on a longer strip because I wasn't here this morning. They, instead of moving them several times, they got one move, and up until about 2 o'clock. So you can see there's quite a bit of it on the ground. They've eaten lots of it. Up in the front part of the paddock, they wiped it out pretty good. And they did a pretty good job back here as well, taking it down. And so this really does go against so much of what I first started trying to do when I started grazing. I've talked about this quite a bit, so I don't want to just continue to beat the same drum over and over again, but I know a lot of people, there's just so many different voices and different opinions, and I would say this, I think this is an important thing to think about. I've got a great friend. He's very intelligent. Matter of fact, he's a medical doctor. He says there's more than one way. There's more than one right way to do something. And the reason he says that is because he likes to find a different right way. And so I think it's important not to just overlay your thoughts or your ideas on someone else. And like your way or your thoughts or your perception is the only right way, when there might be multiple right ways. One of the reasons that this goes against the way we're grazing here, goes against what I used to do, is because I listened to the voices that said never have any bare ground. And this isn't really bare ground, but it is more exposed than I ever did before. And the idea that a leaf is a solar panel, and I understand that. And so the shorter your leaf is, the less, it's not going to regrow as quickly. I get all of that. But there also is a lot of new understanding and new information about non-selective grazing, and how roots slough off and actually build more organic matter in the soil than trampling grass. And there are a lot of nationally known voices about this. Jim Elizondo is probably one that I listen to first. But I have a friend that has taught me a lot just in a short amount of time. You can check out his channel. His name's Ben Caton with Grazing 365. His channel is Grazing 365. So I encourage you to check out that channel. He's doing a great job, and he's further along than I am in this journey of non-selective grazing. He understands it better, and he communicates it really well. He's very articulate in the way that he communicates his understanding of non-selective grazing and the benefits of the soil. And really, this is the fastest way to build soil. People get worked up because of not having, if we run into a drought, then what are we going to do? Because all of this is so on the ground that we're not going to get any regrowth. Well, the reality is we have half the farm back here stockpiled, or that we haven't grazed, and so we'll be able to hit that. We also have a sea of grass this way that we'll be able to graze. You can see what we have next to me here. This is what it looked like before they came in. to the paddock where I am. So there's quite a bit of grass here. This hillside right here is actually the worst part. The front part is more fertile than any of it, and it's a ton of grass right here. So we've got a lot of grass in front of us. A lot of it's maturing. It's cool seasons. It's getting more mature, and so right now we're in a time frame when it's getting warmed up, and you can see right here there's a lot of Bermuda coming in underneath those cool seasons. So as we lay these cool seasons down or graze them out, they will come back a little bit, but the main thing that's going to happen now is our warm seasons, our Bahia, our Bermuda, Johnson grass, crabgrass, Dallas grass. I'm for all of them. I love all of them. Every one of those our cows will readily eat and pack on pounds doing it. So that's what we're looking for. And we didn't have to plant it. It's right here. It's native. It grows well here. And so we're in a time frame now where some of these cool seasons, the grasses that they're eating now will come back. The ryegrass, some of the cheat, some of that stuff, they will come back. But we're in a time frame when really we're going to be turning a corner into summer, and that's going to mean the Bahia and Bermuda are coming on. So we're going to graze a little bit differently. We'll graze those grasses differently. We'll still do high density, but we'll come back quicker on those so that they don't get too mature on us, because they're quite a bit different than these cool seasons. You can see these paddocks are just packed with clover. That's how it is under all of this, and that's what they're going after. It's pretty cool. So you can see here, this is the graze we got in this area. I mean, they just decimated it. Like that all the way up through there. That's a great graze. So what's going to happen now is this forage is going to come back. It's going to come back a lot leafier instead of stems. It's going to regrow, and we're going to get some more rain this week, and so it's going to be a beautiful thing as we see this regrowth starting to come back. And we won't come back here for quite a while because we've got plenty of grass in front of us, but it's going to be pretty amazing when we do come back, and there'll be a lot of Bahia, Bermuda in here, just really, really full and lush and leafy. So I'm excited about that. I may show you some of that progress as we go. I videoed, it's probably about 10 days, 2 weeks ago, about 2 weeks ago, when we were doing some high density grazing just not too far from here. And some of those paddocks it's crazy, the regrowth that's happened in them. And I'm excited to be able to come back to those on down the road. These fields back here, there's a pretty good amount of forage back there, and they were just terrible last year. So we're seeing progress as we give it rest, give it time. Look at these animals, man. They're just going to town. They're just wearing it out. Love it. All right, so here's what I'm really excited about. This is really cool. So we started on this farm in October of 2020. 2021, I never saw a dung beetle. 2022, I think by the end of the summer, we had seen a few. Last year, we started seeing more. And remember, we don't do any pour-ons. We don't do anything to treat for flies. We don't do any worming, none of that, because all of that is going to eventually come out of your cow into the soil, out of your animal into the soil, and it's going to stop the life cycle of beneficials. And I want to show you what I'm talking about. I'm going to try to be careful in my walking around, and I might do some cutting of this video so that I don't make you sick. But this paddock was, let's see, 2 days ago, and almost every manure pat in here is just eaten up with dung beetles. This is dung beetle residue where they've been working. I saw a couple rollers the other day. This is not the work of rollers here, the ones that roll up the big ball and put it down in the hole. This isn't their work, but this is the drillers and the tunnelers, this is what they do. Look at that. See all the holes? And you just, there's some of these over here that were just absolutely, I'm gonna try not to make you sick. I mean, they're just eating these piles up. Remember, this is just 2 days old. Just 2 days ago. It's beautiful. The reason this is such a big deal, some of you might be like, man, that's gross. What in the world is he showing that for? It's a big deal. Look, this is a spread out manure pat right here where they walked on it and spread it all out, and they just have piles all over it. The reason this is a big deal is because of the fly life cycle. Look at that. All of this, that's all dung beetle activity. I'm trying not to go too fast because we might see one working. I'm just telling you, this wasn't like this yesterday. So all this has happened just in a short amount of time, and they're just really breaking down. Look at this. This is crazy. Look, that was a pile of manure that has just been completely decimated. That was a pile of manure. You can't even see the manure anymore. That's crazy. So they're breaking down the life cycle of the flies. I keep getting interrupted because I'm so excited about this. But they're stopping the fly life cycle. So if your manure pats are being broken down, I mean, this one right here is just about gone. I mean, I'm just blown away by how many dung beetles have moved in here and just, I mean, getting it done. It's crazy. That's exciting, y'all. This is so rewarding. I'm telling you, I just love this. Can't wait till the heifer right there has a calf, the one in the back. She hasn't slicked off yet, but when she does, she's something to behold. Amazing. So many of these cows, the ones that are predominantly red Angus, the older cows, our young calves, or all of our calves and heifers are half South Pole and half whatever their mama is. What I was going to say is some of them are red Angus and they've slicked off, but the Devons, the red Devons, are the ones that have the kind of the tight curly. It is starting to come off, but it comes off slower. They don't slick off as fast as the red Angus ones do. This girl right here is gonna go up there and she's gonna eat the blackberry, picking the leaves off the blackberry. Love that. Going after it. Getting a little fly pressure. We're bugging them a little bit. This is the cow that when she was a heifer I almost sold her because I didn't like the way she looked, and I learned something with her that sometimes you have to give them some time to fill out. She looked real leggy and lanky when she was younger. She almost got sold. I held on, and man, she's her udder's good. She's got belly on her. She's just a beautiful animal. Now she's predominantly red Devon, but she doesn't have quite the curly hair that some of them do. So she's a beautiful animal. Produces a good calf too. She's had a calf. Hey girl. Thought somebody was right behind me. She's starting to slick off. Look how fuzzy these are. And we know that a lot of times the calves, the heifers, are going to hold their hair a little bit longer. They just, they got these little curly curls. This calf right here actually lost its switch on its tail last year. Looks like it's growing back. That's good. You can tell it's, compared to the others, its tail's short. So I don't know if it got pulled off, stepped on, if it's a response to fescue. We don't have a whole bunch of fescue, so I don't really think that's going to be the deal. Not exactly sure, but anyway, cows are doing good. They're grazing the way we want them to, taking care of this forage. And it is a beautiful thing. A beautiful thing.